So the Sultan starts to think for a minute and says, there are other parts of our battle plan that we need to discuss. I know you have a personal thing for this Tomlin character, but unfortunately, we do need him alive.
Can we kill him
I
when you're done with him?
He has valuable information.
Yeah, as well. Like I did yell "son of a bitch" when you mentioned that he was involved, or likely was involved. But come to think of it, yeah, I'd like to ask him some questions too.
And he says, "Go ahead."
I was just gonna ask if you, when you're done with him, can you hand him over to us?
And he says, "Well, I don't know if I have the authority to do that." But if he has committed crimes knowingly, then he will face justice.
Okay, so
that's all I needed.
Well, they did tell us that well, it's not Vudar, but they did burn down an orc village because they didn't like orcs. Is that enough?
He says, "Well, we'll discuss his crimes further in detail once we've actually captured him."
All right. Talia, we can if Tomlin is here. If Tomlin is here, would we be able to see him? You know, ask him some questions ourselves without risking him breaking out.
He says, "Supervised by a guard. I'm sure that would be okay. Yes."
I can see to that.
Thank you.
And he says, "So, with that cleared up, Razula we also need alive too, because as per our traditions, he must face trial."
What if what if he dies in the bombing?
And he says, "Well, I guess there'd really be nothing that could be done about it. Just a casualty of war."
Fair. Okay, so I have another idea with the airships. The airships fly over the boats. They drop bombs onto the boats. Boats can't use cannons anymore. Boats die.
And he says, "Well, yes, that's an idea. That would take out one of their largest offenses right there, their ship's cannons. Until you can disable them, though, those cannons will tear us apart before we get in the gate."
Well, that's why we use the balloons, I think.
Is with the idea of the defeat in detail, the spreading out before the battle will help with the cannon fire, and then you want to get as close to their units as possible so that they also risk hitting their units. So once you condense, go for get as close as you can to their units, so that you can, well.
Isn't the plan to take out the ships first, then send in the ground troops?
Yes, the only problem with that is we want a distraction.
I've got a distraction.
Yes.
Yeah.
I open a bag on my side. I pull out a little bottle of something. I put it on the table. I turn around to face everyone, and it says "enlarge" on it.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's the thing you bought, right?
Would a 25-foot paladin be a good enough distraction?
I don't want you to die, but yes.
I would say as a DM, yeah, that would probably be a pretty good distraction.
Does that increase your health at all?
I don't think so.
I don't think it does.
Because
I
know your AC is basically 21 now, but I know that they could probably hit you with a cannon.
His AC is 21?
No, my AC is 18. I can increase it to 20. With Shield of Faith.
My AC is 20.
If I'm about to die, and I'm... What? We can drop me on the boats.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
If I'm about to die, I could stop concentration on enlarge reduce, become like a 12-foot man. I just walk around underwater because I can breathe underwater.
Okay, fair. Okay, let's go.
That sounds like
Whoa,
a
whoa,
plan.
hold on, let's slow down. We can't just be like, yep, that's it.
Yeah, I was about to say that immediately.
Oh yeah, we should probably ask Sultan if that's okay. I turned to Sultan. Is that plan okay? I mean, it would make a distraction with low casualties, I'm assuming.
Well, I actually meant more that the distraction needs to be for the archers.
I mean,
Do you think a gate that blows up is a distraction for the archers on the walls?
I meant for the like.
The archers are on the walls.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm pretty sure they'll be busy finding out whoever the fuck did it, but if an invisible person did it, they will have some troubles finding me. You'll just have to give me, but this means I have to sneak back into the city again after I get back here, get the information. Wait, hold on. Hadrada.
Yes.
Did you, I don't know if you remember this, you probably don't, but you did have this spell of talking 25 words.
Yes.
Can you use that?
Yes. No, I can't anymore, actually.
Oh, fuck.
Or actually, is that one of my wizard spells?
I think that's a wizard spell. You learned it from a scroll, didn't you?
But.
Yeah, that's one of my wizard spells, so I could technically use
Talia?
it.
Yeah, it's a wizard spell.
Tony and I still have our familiars. One of us could send our familiars with Jurgen.
Oh yeah,
And then
that's
we
true.
Still
Wait,
have
if I talk to the familiar, would you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom.
I could send my familiar with you, because my familiar can actually do things.
Excuse me, my familiar can also do things.
Yeah, my familiar can actually attack, though.
Isn't you
My
familiar
familiar
like
can
Warlock
die to
King?
traps.
Sanctus, is everything alright? I'm sorry we dragged you into this.
Actually, wait,
Sorry,
I
look
still
around.
can't use my
Yeah.
find familiar, because that's a warlock spell.
Yeah.
Ha!
Sanctity, are you alright?
I throw Sam towards you and like as if he's like a tennis ball.
Can you let Sanctity speak, please?
This is a lot to take in, but I'm still here and listening.
Are you okay with this?
We just dragged you with us.
We should have told you about this before you came here.
I just assumed you know, but
idea, yes.
I thought you knew about the Civil War situation around here, because you know it's kind of difficult to miss.
That is true. I did know about the Civil War. I did not know that you all were involved in the Civil War. But
We should have done
Yeah, they kind of started it.
that. We didn't
Look.
start it. That fucker
It
started
actually
it.
really is our
We
fault.
didn't start the fire.
Oh no, Razuna wanted the Sultan gone anyway. If he hadn't hired us, he would have hired other people.
True.
True.
all I know
True.
is that the All-Father will see that justice is served. And if you fight for good, then I will fight with you.
Okay, so you did catch the part about Blackfield and Tomlin setting in the fire of the village of orcs on fire because they didn't like orcs.
Yes, I did. And
Good. Yes? Did you want to say anything else?
no, that's all.
Oh, okay.
And while this exchange is happening, you see the Sultan and Balthazar talking to each other.
This is typing.
What is typing?
Bro.
Oh.
But just know that if you fight for good, then I fight with you.
That's good. It's good to have you on our
Thank
side.
Tony again's like, you're so much better at all this
No, but
god shit.
what can
Well, I've
like
been raised in temples all my life. I would assume so.
ooh. I don't want to. How do I ask this without sounding rude? Like all of our religious people here are able to do some stuff. What can you do? Like I'm assuming you can do something or a lot of things. Just
I have a few
specifics.
tricks up my sleeve.
Hmm.
Let me see here. Where are my spells?
I need to turn
Magic?
you up.
I do have magic.
Ooh.
Tony's
Well,
eyes
just
light
know
up
that
again.
if one of you fall unconscious, I can bring you right back into the fight.
That was
Ooh,
really,
ooh,
that
That
was
could
really
be
loud.
very
That's
useful.
good.
Do that. What?
Tony, you can do that too. You can
Oh
heal.
yeah, fuck.
And Talia can do that too.
I can do that.
I can't, but I am pretty good at staying on my feet as far as I know.
I only have your
And if you die, technically, I can bring you back.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Does it
I
matter?
can't do that.
Is it
Is that what
spare the
Revivify
dying,
does?
or is it?
No, it's
I
revivify.
have Spare the Dying. I do have Spare the Dying and Revivify.
Wait, so revivify literally means you can just bring someone back?
It's like once a day.
If you have a diamond, I believe, right?
Yes.
You have to have like
And
a diamond
the
worth.
creature has to have died within the last minute.
We need
Okay,
to
so
stock
you're
up on
going with
gems,
Tony.
then.
Okay, I return.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, I feel like people are looking at me right now because I should rob a diamond store.
Ah,
A little bank robber.
Rob?
It is the capital, so there are a number of jewelers in the city.
Acquire.
Yes. Mr. Sultan Man.
The Sultan Man.
Can
And
I
he says
smack?
yes.
Can I
You,
roll to
you
smack
sell out with
Andrada?
Andrada.
Can I roll to smack Andrada?
If you want to.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
Just a little
D-
clip on the ear.
D20.
Okay, just a kettle d20.
Yeah, to see if it's his armor class or higher.
Okay, so strength check or like?
No,
D20.
just
Okay.
a D20 to see if you hit him.
Okay, but I'm not. It's not strong. Okay, I don't want to smack his guts. Yeah, no.
You do
Okay.
this.
Okay. So yeah, you go to like hit him, but he's a lot shorter than you, and your hand falls a little bit short from hitting him.
I'm used to doing that to humans. Yeah, don't worry. I mean, do worry, but don't mind it.
Another small problem, Sultan. I may or may not have lost my powers.
And he says, "Oh, what do you mean?"
I can still cast certain spells, but the spells from my old patron have gone.
And he says, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that."
So I must find a new patron before this battle, or else I may as well be useless.
And the Sultan says, "Well, there's a temple to the Kabbas in the city."
Tony
True.
grins.
And you know you could always...
Beyond that, I
me.
don't.
Well, I'll look more into it later. For now, anything else we must discuss?
And he says, "Well, I believe we've pretty much discussed everything.
Just give me a sign or whatever, or just tell me when I'm supposed to head out and to sneak into Kabbas."
And he says, "Well, you should probably start heading that way immediately, because it'll take some time for you to get there.
How much time are we talking?
From Plaixula, roughly a day and a half."
Okay, but in that case, I need... Okay, how much black powder does fit in that? Hold on, Okay, I can carry up to...
Gunpowder, Alex, by the way.
The gunpowder, whatever.
We call it black powder.
Dark powder that explodes. So the thing when Dixie had. I can carry up to 120 pounds of gun or black powder.
Okay.
Black powder is
Um,
organic, right?
What's that?
I can carry a lot.
Black powder isn't organic, right?
Um,
Kinda, not really.
I mean, all the stuff comes from organic.
If I throw it into a haversack, it won't disappear.
Oh, no, I don't think it would.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
Yeah, and I need something burning. It's something to light an arrow on fire and in order to.
Hydraulic.
If you fire an arrow, you will lose your invisibility. I'd recommend just lighting it with like a torch.
Yeah, but I'm in front of the door, and I feel like if I lay out like a rope or whatever to light on fire, I'm sure they'll notice. I mean, I
Iron
have...
firebolt.
Yeah, but you're not with me, unless you want to come along.
You could have
but
Talia come with you. Doesn't Talia have burning hands?
No, Talia does not have burning hands.
Firebolt?
But
No, I don't
I
have
can-
any fire
guys,
magic.
I can.
Do any of you have a tinder box?
Wait,
I-
no,
Wait.
hold on. Plan.
I have one.
Sam
Yes?
can cast Shocking Grasp, but I could use Sorcery Change Element to make it Flaming Grasp.
Because
it's a touch rage spell.
Because a tinder box would create fire, which you could
And we have a
use.
suicide bird.
I have a tinderbox.
I do
also
too, I
have a
think.
tinderbox.
But
Yeah,
we do have a suicide bird, which means I don't have to be in exploding distance.
Yeah. Sam can do it and blow up.
Suicide bird.
Oh my god. Okay, cool.
Sam
Sam's
can
made
scamper
out of
over
stars.
there, light it up. Yeah, Sam's made of stars, it's fine, he loves it.
Okay. So when exactly am I supposed to blow it up? Like when Sam is supposed to blow it up, cause I do have a flying carpet. I can literally just fly up in the air, and when I see the balloons, I should blow it up.
He says, well, we'll begin marching towards Kabbas when the balloons set off, so we should be arriving at the same time. So when you see
Okay.
the balloons... Go ahead.
If I'm in Kabbas in a day or a day and a half, let's say 2 days, then you should probably like. If I take the flying carpet, I'm definitely faster than the balloons.
Yes.
That's why you're
So-
going first.
Yeah, but if the exploding gate, if it's the distraction, then it'd be bad if it blows up like a day early.
Yeah, that's why you wouldn't light the explosives until you see the balloons starting to hover over the city.
Yeah, but I feel like if the explosives are there for like a day, I feel like someone will notice.
You're not gonna put the explosives there right away.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
You would wait until before the battle started to set the explosives and light it.
Okay, so I look on the flying carpet up in the air. I wait for until I see balloons. I fly down, like try not to get seen, and make myself invisible. Head to the gate, blow it up, and then get the fuck out of Dodge. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Bingo.
Because you can either blow it early, like when you first get there, or like before you see the balloons, you can blow it early, but there would be probably an increased amount of soldiers
Yeah.
kind of in that area, whereas if you did it like right before the battle started, they wouldn't have time to
Yeah.
reinforce security in that area. So it's totally up to you, like however you want to do it.
Well, I guess right before the battle would be best because it doubles as a distraction for the people on the wall.
Okay.
Alright, so anyone coming with me? Someone that doesn't have weird noisy armor?
Ah, okay, I'm off the table.
Well,
Captain
you do have
Clink
Sam.
Clank is sitting here. You can
So
have
I
Sam.
believe Talia got half plate, which is
does-
medium.
Which I believe does disadvantage stealth.
Yep.
I'm the only one who doesn't have disadvantage to stealth.
You know what, guys? I can do it on my own.
Or sanctity. I don't think
Sanctity?
I'm wearing leather armor.
Oh yeah.
that's light armor, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it wouldn't impose disadvantage on stealth checks. So either Hadrada or sanctity would be.
So, Sanctity, how good are you at sneaking?
I could cast invisibility on Sanctity.
yeah, that's possible.
Uh,
Wait,
yeah,
do you have invisibility?
I do
as
not.
well? Ah.
Hadrada needs to cast Burning Hands to launch the balloons.
Oh yeah. I don't want to waste too many of my spell slots because I do need.
No, I could do the balloons if you tell me how.
Okay.
I have Shocking Grasp and can make that Burning Grasp.
You could also just use Prestidigitation, let's be honest.
Could you?
No,
though?
yeah.
Because you
I
can...
don't have Prestidigitation.
Oh, okay. Well, because Prestidigitation, you can warm up air, you can make fire.
Oh, right.
Pretty
Okay.
sure you can't warm it up to like 500 degrees.
You don't need it to be 500 degrees. You need it to be around like 200 degrees.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
I think 200.
Because at Celsius, that is very much skin boiling temperature.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it's not.
Well, have you ever seen the burners in hot air balloons? These things are like rockets.
Yeah.
Another thing we should do is we should revamp the balloons so that they fly faster and so that they can stand up to more abuse.
How would you do that?
Well, for one, we could put a metal frame inside the balloon so we don't have to fill it up as much. And two, we could, or metal frame outside of the balloon, not inside of the balloon. That just holds the balloon up.
A metal frame might be pretty heavy, though. It might affect the
Speed.
We could use bamboo. Like, bamboo is actually pretty
bamboo.
solid and...
But my main concern is if there's a hole in the balloon, a metal frame would keep it from completely deflating. Or sort of.
From completely deflating? How do you mean?
Like, a metal frame would basically mean that if the balloon pops, there's still something there holding up the rest of the balloon.
Do you mean like a wireframe?
Sort of.
Not like coating the entire balloon in metal?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, just a wireframe. Like, nothing more than that. It'll just keep the balloon in place.
Okay.
I mean, in theory, for outside armor, you could put some bamboo there. It's pretty light and pretty...
hot air balloons fly with hose.
You. Fantastic. Flawless.
And how would you make it go faster?
More hands?
Yeah, more hands. No, oh, sorry, that's my dog.
You just blow really fast. And then blow really strong.
But basically, what I'm thinking is, oh god, my dog. So what I'm thinking is...
Is that what you're thinking?
No, what I'm thinking is, so if the balloon gets a hole in the top, it will have some problems. But holes in the side don't actually affect the balloon that much. I just looked that up actually. But so basically, what I'm thinking of is, for one, a slightly larger balloon and a slightly larger canopy. The larger balloon will take longer to fill up, but will mean that it can take more damage and will move faster.
Okay.
Whereas a metal frame will keep the balloon up, making it faster to inflate, and will help with something. Will help also. Will also keep it stronger. And I'm thinking for propulsion, we could put a metal box inside of the balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Attached to like the thing with a funnel going both up and sideways, so that when I put burning hands through it, it propels it sort of propels it like a rocket because of the pressure inside of the tubes.
Metal tubes?
Yeah.
Okay, here, let me see real quick.
However, I'm not sure if that would work. It's all up to DM discretion, really.
I'd rather the tinker.
You have Tinker's tools, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they're called Smith's tools, but they're basically the same thing.
Let's see. Roll a...
Intelligence.
Yeah, an intelligence check.
Yes. Okay, that is, if it will load, 12.
12.
Okay. We'll say that you figure out that making the balloon bigger will make it more durable and faster.
Hooray.
We have fast balloons.
Hooray!
So you will have to spend time upgrading the balloon prior to the battle to make the necessary adjustments.
I'll also need to take time to build the other 2 balloons.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the Sultan, has men we can use to help make the balloons.
Yeah, let's ask him, like...
I am. That is what I'm asking him. I just said that to the Sultan.
Oh, okay.
And we'll say that with those upgrades, the balloon itself will get 15 more HP.
Hooray!
And have 10 more feet of movement.
So it can go 50 instead of 40?
Yeah.
Quality.
We're also making the canopy a little bigger so that it can hold 2 people, like, you know.
2
Really?
people instead of 1?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. And the Sultan says that he'll deliver the materials back to the courtyard for you, where you can begin making all of this.
Okay, I guess I do that, and once I'm finished, I will ask the Sultan... Of course, once I'm finished, you can do, like, everything else before this. Once I'm finished, though, I'll ask the Sultan when I should begin the troop training.
Okay. So, Durgat and... Was Sanctity going to go with Durgat? Had we ever figured that out yet?
Did we figure that out?
I don't know. Hey, Sanctity. So, it's just an idea. But would you agree to coming with me? It might be dangerous, but it's for a good cause.
If it's for good, then I fight for it.
Well, I personally believe it's good. Everyone has their own opinion, but if you...
Don't complicate it.
I'm just saying the world isn't black and white. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
And I turn to Sultan and I say, so I just remembered one more problem. You know how I mentioned that they burned down Orc Village because they don't like orcs? Yeah, needless to say, they're a bit racist, and let's just say orcs, or well, half orcs, and I think even tieflings don't have the best reputation in general. So do you have any magical devices or whatever that can alter appearances?
And he thinks for a moment and excuses himself and walks out of the room real quick and comes back with a ring and hands it to you and says, once per day you can cast Minor Illusion.
How long
Tony's like, whoa.
What's that?
How long does it last?
It lasts for 8 hours, I believe.
Boom. Okay, that's good.
In that ring.
Hold on.
A spell. In a ring. You put a spell in a ring.
Let me make
Tony,
sure.
Tony, you do realize that I have a rapier with a literal magic wizard spell book that you can write in, right?
Yeah, and that's cool as hell.
Alright.
But like, there's a ring with it now. That's
Sorry
like,
about my
I just have a
character.
ring that changes color. I gave it to Hadrada.
Yep, and I still have it. I think.
What?
Yep, I still have the ring of changing color.
Sanctity, what did you just say?
He's very fascinated in magic, isn't he?
Oh,
Yeah, really.
I love magic. There's so much. Tony's about to go on a rant for like 20 minutes about magic, so someone stop him.
So on Minor Illusion, it only lasts for a minute. Sorry.
That's cute.
Sanctity, do you have Minor Illusion?
No.
Do you have Disguise Self?
Nope. I'm a cleric.
Maybe I should go with them. I have invisibility. I could, since I know that I have a disguise kit still, so I can.
I also
I'm a cleric. I heal people.
I have a disguise kit, so I can still walk around town and let you do stuff, and my invisibility lasts up to 1 hour. and so I can like Sanctity go invisible, and Durga can use their cloak of invisibility.
And you can make the flying carpet invisible.
Oh,
Yeah.
By the way, I just want
make 2 things. Yeah.
I just want to show everyone, or everyone watching the video, the red spells are the only spells I can cast right now.
Oh shit.
Rip to you.
That's unfortunate.
Plus, like, half my cantrips are gone.
Oh, boo-hoo, you can't cast spells, or a lot of spells anymore. What a nightmare.
Yeah, well, I also can't dodge, so...
I'm not a good, fighter.
Not yet.
Like a coward. Put on some armor, do you have a great axe? Yay!
Those are quitting words. Anyway. So.
Well, it sounds like you're going to war, so...
Yeah?
Yeah.
If that's all we're needed for, should we start preparing?
Yeah.
Alright, so people going to Kabbas right now are Talia, Sanctity, and me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go then.
Right.
Okay,
Tony,
Okay.
carpet.
Let's just move everyone who's staying.
Oh!
I just I lean down to Spaz and just like, I'm gonna be gone for a little while, so you need to stay with Tony. And he's like, okay?
I have to babysit the dog.
Roll an...
I hand my bone pillow over to Tony.
Okay. Roll animal handling check, Talia.
Okay.
Tony's like pinching in his fingers like, oh, you got cocks.
Oh.
19.
Okay. So Spaz begrudgingly looks from you over to Tony and at you and gives a whimper, and then walks over to Tony and sits down next to him.
Tony gives Spaz. If you give Spaz a bone, then maybe he'll like you more.
Tony reaches into the back with a grimace on his face, like,
Tony,
it's a bone.
It's dry bones.
But you've been keeping it here for months.
They're dry.
It's a femur. When did we kill something with a femur? And you take it. When did you take something's Oh, I give the bone to the dog.
Remember when we were in Wintervale and fought the gelatinous cubes and the centipede thingies?
Oh, wait, you got this out of the centipede What? What? I tie the top of the bag up again.
Sanctity, being a little shorty, just looks up at the dog like, that's a big dog.
Wait, how tall is Sanctity?
She is 5'4".
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, the dog has a good 6 inches of height on you then.
I'm literally foot and a half shorter than you.
Okay.
You're a dwarf.
By the way, I lean in over to Tony and I say, if you puke into that fucking bag, I will kill you.
Oh god, I'd rather be dead.
You could ride Spaz into battle.
Tony, you know what? If you don't like the pillow, I can always keep it with me. Like, you know.
I'll carry. I need some to entertain the damn dog.
And you need to feed it.
Yeah.
You know what? Feel free to use all of the bones. Don't worry about it. I can get new ones.
And I give Spaz a little scroll at it.
Okay.
Yeah, you could be like someone from my other campaign who just collects ribs.
I collect bones in general.
Hello, bones.
Bone
I collect bones of literally any animal and human corpses we find. Well, if it's a human, I only take the bones if they're already decomposed. Like the body's already gone.
You play a very good lizard folk.
I collect bones, okay?
Okay, Tony, bring yourself out of the line and into my line.
So yeah, Spaz sits next to Tony and leans over and puts most of his weight onto him.
Whoa.
Okay.
What is happening? There we go. What is happening?
You can move your
Tony's like holding him up, like, oh, okay, big guy.
Before the 3 of us go, Talia goes over to Spaz and gives him a little kiss in the forehead. It's like, I love you.
Oh,
next to.
Treat this dog like your child.
I also pet Spaz.
Okay, and Spaz lovingly kind of accepts the pets and whimpers a bit as all of you leave.
We'll be back in a few days, don't worry.
So we'll do that first. All of you going to Kabbas, so...
Oh boy.
Durgat, Talia, and Sanctity go to Whispers. And Hadrada too. Yeah, and Hadrada too, and take off
I'll just
your...
be chilling over here alone then.
Take off my headphones. Okay, I'll take off my headphones now.
Hello, gamers.
Okay.
Move all alone. Alright.
So, the Sultan tells all of you that he has horses down in front of the palace for you to take to your journey to Kabbas. So,
about the black powder, I can blow stuff up without black powder or gunpowder or whatever you want to call it. Exploding powder stuff that goes boom if you fire it up.
Right, got you.
I have it in the box.
Yeah, but I need.
But you need black. But you need black powder in general, though.
Yeah, to blow up the gate. The tinderbox won't blow up an entire gate.
Yeah.
That's and I only have one.
And the Sultan talks to one of the guards and sends him off, and he comes back with about... Well, him and two other guards come back, and they have about 4 barrels of gunpowder.
Hold on, Tony still needs to send Sam with me. Or us.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say retroactively that Tony also sent Sam with you.
Yeah, because that was the plan.
Yeah, and then I'll let him know when we get back.
I'll let him know when Sam needs to blow up the gate.
Yeah, exactly. So, you get on your horses and you leave the main.
The black powder?
Yeah. They brought you 4 barrels of gunpowder.
Well, I can carry. How many pounds is it? I can carry 120 in total if I fill it back up to the brim, or the haversack.
Yeah, I would say they're only about 40 pounds each.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah. So they're pretty light. They're fairly large barrels, but they're not, huge.
Yeah. So my haversack is filled up. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say there's probably no more room left in them. Or in the haversack. So, with all your supplies and the things you need, did any of you... And the flying carpet, yes. Did any of you need anything else before you left the city?
Not really.
Nope.
Okay. So, you began riding north towards Kabbas. Leaving kind of earlier in the day. You get most of the way there and make a pit stop when the night falls. Nothing happens. Everything seems okay. And when you wake up the next morning, you see that Kabbas is very small in the horizon, but you can see it.
Alright, so... what do we do with the horse? It'd be weird if there was suddenly just a horse standing at the front gates.
That's true. Maybe we should... Is there... That sounds stupid because we're in the desert, but is there, somewhere nearby we can tie the, horses onto?
I would say that once you get to Kabbas, yeah, you would probably be able to find somewhere you could stash the horses out of sight.
Yeah, but we can't just walk through the front gate. That's not how this works. That's why we have the black powder.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then let's go.
So, yeah, we'll say that you take off riding again and head towards Kabbas, and probably roughly a quarter mile away, you see that there are dunes that are pretty high up and a cluster of rocks and some dead trees. And it seems like maybe a good place to stash away your horses out of sight.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Alright.
So, I take out the flying carpet. Should we use the flying carpet?
To fly in? Now? In bright daylight?
Yeah, okay, no, we should probably wait until nightfall and then sneak into the sewers.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be the best course of action.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So we'll say that you stay there with the horses until the sun begins to go down and night falls. And it is now early night. The sun has just gone down.
Okay, so let's do this. Do we make ourselves invisible?
Okay, before we make ourselves invisible, I put on my disguise kit so that they don't recognize me.
Oh yeah, same here. Disguise kit.
Okay.
I make myself look like a manly man.
Okay,
I'm just sort of here vibing for the moment.
Yeah.
And what are you doing, Talia?
So our question is, are we going in through the sewers or are we going in?
We are going in through the sewers.
Then I would cast invisibility on the carpet and on the cupboard and on Sancti once we get out of the sewers.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, I guess I put on my cloak of invisibility and are we flying in with the carpet? Into the sewers?
I mean,
I'm asking you guys, I don't know.
I don't
Democracy.
I'd say.
I mean, the carpet would be the fast way to get to the sewers in the first place.
That's true.
Yeah, then let's do that.
Okay, I cadaver the carpet open and go on top of it and wait a few moments because I can't see you. You're invisible, right? Right?
No, we're not invisible yet.
Okay.
I'm casting invisibility on everyone once we're outside of the sewers.
Okay.
My invisibility only lasts 1 hour, so we only have 1 hour to do shit in the city and then get the fuck out.
I mean, that's why we're using disguise kits, so people don't notice we're here, or people don't recognize us. I thought we'd be casting invisibility so the guards don't see us when we're flying around the city with the carpet.
Yes, but we don't have to I don't have to cast invisibility on us when we're going into the sewers. When we get out of the sewers.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay. So you get on the carpet and fly the quarter mile to Kabbas. You begin circling the outskirts of the city, looking for where the sewer pipes come out at. So roll investigation checks.
Do we get advantage because we've seen the map?
That's true. We've seen the map.
That is true. Yeah, we'll say with advantage.
21.
Yeah, give me that advantage.
Nice.
I got a net 20.
Okay.
I got 23.
So you fly around the outskirts of the city for a little while, and you finally see an opening where a large pipe is sticking out from the rock underneath the city. And there's a metal grate on the outside of it with a large padlock locking it in place.
Cracks knuckles. Okay, I fly to the... let's fly the carpet to the sewer pipe thingy. No one's seen us?
Roll stealth checks.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeez.
One sec.
What?
So as you fly by, you notice that there are archers walking along the perimeter of the top wall. And as you fly by, you fly up a little bit too high, and you catch the sight of one of the archers, who looks at you and says, "Hey!" as you fly by.
Uh-oh.
I wave.
Okay, shit. Okay, fuck. Okay,
Do we wave?
No, we don't wave.
You don't wave.
I cast invisibility on the carpet and on... I think I can only cast invisibility on 2 things.
Isn't it visibility on everything you touch?
No, a creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends, and at higher level, when you cast this spell using a spell slot level 3 or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot above second, so I can. I have 3 level. Wait.
Corin says passive perception for stealth checks because they're not actively looking for us.
Yes.
That's what I used was the passive perception.
Holy shit.
Wait, hold on.
You roll
okay.
perception, huh?
Yeah,
Exactly.
hold on. Yeah, I see what he means. Okay, 1 second. So I think everybody but Sanctity actually. So Durgit and Talia, you actually go unnoticed, but the guard does
you're
see
fucking kidding me?
Sanctity. Just barely, yeah.
That's
So-
not good.
So same outcome. The guard sees someone like fly by in the air and says, "Hey, stop!"
No, bitch.
Are you yelling that or?
No, I'm not yelling that. I'm not a fucking idiot. So it means wait. I can 1 additional creature for each spell slot above second. So that means I have 3 level 3 spell slots and I have 1 level 4 spell slot, so I can make 4 things invisible.
Well, you don't need to make 4 things
Oh,
invisible.
son of a bitch.
I have a cloak of invisibility. You don't need to make 4 things invisible.
So I make me invisible, I make Sanctity invisible, I make the carpet
Yeah.
invisible, and Durgit throws over the cloak of invisibility, so I do that.
Yeah.
Cast it at level, let's say level 4. So it's,
Okay.
yeah.
And you are casting that on the carpet and yourself?
And
And
Sanctity.
Sanctity. And I'm
And
putting on the cloak of
Sanctity.
invisibility.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, and as the guard says, "Hey, stop!" Everything just goes invisible, and he says, "Wait. Huh. That was weird."
Get fucked.
And
I
then
will say that.
and then resumes his post.
Ah, okay.
Okay, let's fly to the sewer gate thingy.
Okay. We do that.
And I try and crack the lock open with a sleight of hand check, right?
Yes. Or no,
What?
lock picking.
Oh, thank God.
You have lock picking tools, right?
Yeah, I have thieves tools.
Or yeah, thieves tools. Use that. Sorry.
I mean, I always use sleight of hand. What do I use for thieves tools? Like,
I believe you just click on it.
Yeah, you just
Yep.
click it.
yeah, but it says like with what said probably dexterity, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, or no, probably charisma because it's a thieves thing, and it's what your sleight of hand would be. Is charisma, I assume.
Is it
Sleight of hand is
It's
dexterity.
dex.
Oh, okay, then yeah, dexterity. Sorry.
All right, dexterity.
Okay, yeah.
I should
So-
always use sleight of hand.
Oh.
Sleight of hand. I should
I
always
know.
just use sleight of hand in the past because I have expertise in thieves tools and sleight of hand, so the outcome would literally be the same if we roll. But okay.
Doesn't matter.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just didn't know that the thieves tools you could actually click on it and use it as an item. So
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
doing it wrong, so to speak. So anyways, though, easily you crack open the lock and pull it off, and you open the gate, and there's like a low creak as you open it. I would say the pipe itself is probably about as tall as Durgit. When Durgit like stands all like straight up, it's almost cramped for them.
I'm 5'11", I think.
Yeah, so about 6 foot.
Yeah, wait, I wrote it down somewhere. Hold on. I did. Wait.
Because Talia is not that tall.
I wrote it down somewhere. I swear. Ah, there. Yeah, 5'11".
Yeah, so the pipe is just a little bit taller than you, but you still feel a bit cramped standing straight up in it.
Okay. Let's go in.
Okay, so you're flying in on the carpet into the sewer pipe?
Yes. I guess. Probably. What did the
Yeah.
others say?
Okay. Okay, so you fly down the single pipe, and it goes straight on for quite a while, and then you come to a junction where you can go left or right.
Oh fuck.
Hey guys, who's for left? Who's for right?
Left.
Left.
Wait. If what direction did the pipe go in? Like straight into the city, outside, away from the gates?
Yes.
Okay. Just let's say. I mean left. Left.
Left?
Going left.
Okay, so you take the junction at the left and you begin flying down it, and you go for a short while and it continues left, but then there's a cut that goes right.
Alright, well I guess we're going right.
And there was no place where you could possibly go get out of the sewers, right? On the
Not
sling
that
or
not
no?
that not that you've seen yet, no.
Okay. Can I roll to see it?
Yeah, you can roll investigation check to see if you find anything.
Nat 20?
Damn.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. So, looking around, you see down the right pipe that there is what looks to be a ladder, maybe going up. Probably almost like most of the way down the pipe.
Alright, let's go. Can I also roll to see if there's a gelatinous cube somewhere or anything else that might want to murder us on the way there?
We
Yeah.
need perception, yeah.
Yeah. You can roll perception to see if there are any
Sure.
gelatinous cubes.
Or other things that will murder us. 13?
16.
13, 16. Yeah, so you don't see anything that would want to kill you. There's like some rats that scuttle by, but as far as gelatinous cubes, you don't see anything of that nature.
Good, good.
And no like rats of giant proportions or anything.
I mean, it could be dishonored rats. Anyway.
True.
Okay, so I fly to the ladder and fly up to see what's there. It's like way out.
Okay, so you climb up the ladder and you pop it open and kind of peer out, and you look to see what seems familiar.
Oh.
You see a smooth stone tower, kind of not too far from where you're at, jutting above the entire city.
Wouldn't you look at that?
Ooh, yeah, that guy. I'm pretty sure the carpet doesn't fit through the thing. Fly out.
No, you would have to roll it up as you climb out.
Okay, I mean, the others are still on the carpet, so I climb out and I say, come with me, like whispering.
Obviously.
Okay. So yeah, you follow, and all of you climb up the ladder.
Yeah,
And-
and I take the carpet and cadabra it up into a roll again and put it away.
Okay, cool. And you climb up out of the hole. Roll stealth checks as you climb out.
Shit.
We are invisible.
Oh yeah, that's true. So, at advantage.
Yeah, 21.
18.
Well, tell me.
Okay. So you come up out of the sewer and immediately look around as you come out, and you don't see any guards. Just behind you, though, or on the ground in front of you, you see a silhouette from the moonlight kind of walking to the side, coming from behind you, and you look around and you see that there is a guard on top of the roof.
Well, we're invisible. We should be fine, right?
Yeah, we should be fine, right?
Okay, and slowly sneak away from the side of the soldier. Is the armor, like, do I recognize the armor as, like, Kabbas armor or, like, Blackfield armor? Or is there a difference? Is there a difference?
There is a difference. Blackfield's armor is silver with red outlines and like a red and black color scheme, whereas Kabbas is more of like a black, gold, and emerald green.
Okay, so is it the Kabbas armor or is it the Blackbeard armor?
This looks to be Kabbas armor.
Okay.
Yeah. It just seems like one of the normal city guards that are patrolling.
Yeah, okay. Let's sneak away then outside of the soldier. I mean, at this point, it's literally just like exploring the city a bit to see where military people gather around. They gotta sleep somewhere.
True. Okay. So, we will say that you arrive in something that looks like this.
Oh no, a battle map.
Oh.
No, a battle map.
This is just for reference, but
Okay.
it
Where
is
are we?
night. It is.
We?
I'm pulling you over right now.
Okay.
Nobody is aware of you yet.
Yet. I love how you say yet.
Well, no, I'm just saying, there's no guarantee that everyone will roll high on their stealth checks, but nobody sees you as of yet. You're still undetected, and it seems like whatever patrolling guard is moving around sticks to a certain pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And these seem to be not the normal city guards. These seem to be more soldiers rather than guards. And you see that they are walking down this way.
Okay.
In formation. And then they'll stop. And then walk back.
So they're guarding something.
Towards the way that they came. Well, it's not so much they're guarding anything, but they're on a patrol through the city.
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's one specific street to guard.
Where do we have to go to the tower, since that's where we wanted to go, right?
No,
Yeah.
we want to go to the gates, right? Well, we're at the tower, or at a tower, or the giant great tower of the dude.
Yeah, the tower was just kind of the landmark that Durgan immediately recognized. So from the tower, you would know that the front gates are southeast of where you're at slightly.
Okay.
Like a general distance, but not like super far.
Okay, where's this area?
So you would know that would be down south, this area.
Alright, south of the giant
Like southeast.
Tower. Okay, southeast of the tower. I'm writing that down, hold on. I take notes.
So yeah, you begin heading that way. Yeah?
Yeah. To the gate.
Okay, so you begin heading southeast from your location. And the troop of guards that are on patrol are at the far end of the street. And you see that this archer here was the one on the roof that you had seen the silhouette kind of on the ground from.
Oh, fuck. Either way, we don't want to fuck around with them.
Yeah. So do we head to the gate?
I guess we head to the gate.
Yeah.
Like, do we notice the archer?
Yes, you notice the one right here.
Okay, then I'd say we go like an extra way so the guy doesn't get suspicious of us. Like, where is the next inn?
Because these right here are buildings as well, so you would be like undercover on the street level from the archers. It doesn't like show it that well, but these are buildings.
Okay, go around the archer so he has his back turned to us and go that way.
Okay, and you see that the archer is looking over in this direction and also like in this direction too. So in a left to right kind of motion.
So if we just sneak behind him, we should be fine.
Yeah.
And plus, we're invisible.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. As long as nobody like makes a loud noise, you know,
Yeah.
they won't even know anything's going on. So
So, I mean, the plan was to scout out something, tell Sam, then what place
I could
the...
send shit. No, I don't think shit. No, fuck. I would have said I could cast Find Familiar, but then my invisibility would end. I would have said I could send my familiar out. But
I do
can't.
have Sam with me, so
We don't know what Sam is though. Is Sam still a weasel? Because I would
yeah,
have
Sam
sent
is a
like
weasel. Yeah, but Blue's Tony sees us, like sees through Sam, so technically he should be down here because he sees everything.
But well, my idea would have been that we sent a familiar up as a bird, and have them scout out the area.
I mean,
Or
is that? Wait, I'm just asking.
Or Sanctity and I go onto the carpet.
Well, the carpet's rolled up and put away.
Yeah, but we can like unroll it again. We go up to the go into the carpet, and scout out like everything above, and Durga just goes to with Sam to the gate and blows up the gate. And once the gate is blown up, we come and collect Durga.
Yeah, okay. Sam is a hawk.
And then we could send Sam out to scout the area.
Yeah. I mean, should Blue be down here? Because, you know, he is technically Sam. He can't do much, but he should be able to hear what's going on.
well, Blue is still in Play Xula though. He's
Yeah, but Sam isn't. He can see and hear through Sam.
Yeah.
So.
And
Blue
Sam
is
is currently following you. Like he's seeing everything that's going on.
Yeah, but that means Tony knows everything that's going on. So technically, Blue should be down here and at least listen to us and make Sam noises.
That is true. Okay, here let me tell him to come in.
Our mistake. Sorry.
So we're all down here now.
Yeah. Okay. Should we go back to town square? I mean, technically, this is a scouting mission, so Whispers is chill as well. Okay. Sam, scout out the area. We need to see where a lot of military people are.
Cheap.
Okay. Do you want to draw a Sam?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me draw Sam. There we go. There's a little Sam.
Perfect.
It's stealth. It's beautiful.
That's a stealth plane.
Little Sam.
Okay, so, looking through Sam, Tony, you know that they came up through the sewers near Suoka's tower, and from the gate, they went to a southeast direction towards the gate. Or they started heading that way, but they want to scout ahead for guards and such.
Okay. Sam's gonna turn around, fly on back.
Okay.
Yeah. What we'd like Sam to do is just fly over the city and find the things like that we can bomb and that we can bomb with the the strategic with the balloons. There's the strategically important places, but also the places where are the most civilians. I say that to Sam.
Sam gives you a nod.
Yes.
Okay.
And he goes flying about. Caca.
Motherfucker.
Just FYI, I have no context for what's just happened, so.
Okay.
You just do what you're told.
So Sam begins to fly.
Yeah, he's flying around, scouting out the area.
Yeah. And he begins to head southeast, the same direction that they were heading.
Yeah.
and he flies into what looks like a town square. Or, well, it is the town square, I should say. And
Nice.
sees this.
Damn, there's someone that looks exactly like Durgan here.
Well, I don't see myself here.
I don't know why I can see your token here. I can't
I-
move Sam, I need to draw anyone. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I still can't see my token. Well, up there, I'm blind.
There we are, let's see. I still can't move him, this is upsetting. Oh well, pretend he's flying around.
So, in what direction?
Just kind of all about, just pretending to be a bird.
Okay. So he flies
That's
around and roll perception check for Sam.
Okay. My wisdom is a plus.
Didn't Sam get like advantage on
Yep,
a perception
He
or whatever?
does.
Nice.
Wow, Sam.
Cool.
You rolled 2 straight nat 20s, what the hell?
Damn.
Holy
Nice.
shit.
I did
The
roll
chances
that,
of
right?
that happening are 2.5%, by the way.
Yeah, that you rolled.
No, yeah, I did roll that, right?
Yeah.
So Sam as he flies through, Sam notices the gate at the far end of this town square, and he also notices that there are 4 guards perched up on the roofs surrounding this town square area.
Alright, nice, I can control him again.
Okay, yeah, and then Sam flies back over
Yep.
to the others and rejoins.
Caca.
These tokens are a pain in my ass.
Yeah.
So-
Alright, so
You
so,
get to go?
Can
I
it
look-
work with me? I am not all the way over there. I promise I am up here.
You just keep moving
No.
downwards.
My laptop has done me stupid, thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, so we'll say, because these are roofs right here, so we'd have to go
'cause,
through
like,
walkways.
I look at Sam and ask, everything safe?
And
Uh,
how does Sam react to that?
I'm trying to think how you could sign language there are 4 archers on roofs in the town square with a bird. The floor's sandy, right?
Yeah, relatively.
Sam would like to write in the sand with his beak the exact message.
Okay. Would he need to like roll an intelligence check for that?
I mean, I'm doing it.
Okay. All right.
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless you want Tony to roll an intelligence check to see if he can read.
No, it's fine.
To be fair, he has got a -1.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Alright, good.
Okay, so yeah, Sam uses his beak to inscribe in the sandy ground that there are 4 archers on the roof.
Alright,
Um, all of these guys on patrol have turned back around and are currently coming back down the alleyway, or not the alleyway, but the main road.
We have
Sam
to
looks
hide
at you
the
for approval.
inscriptions, but
it does
Well,
look
yeah,
like
we-
they're guarding something because they're on that road in particular.
Well, it's not unusual for guards to just patrol one.
Yeah, but
part of the
it's specifically these 3 buildings.
Sam does a little bob up and down excitedly.
We should just like, because my invisibility is really not gonna last forever. We should get to the gate, blow it up, and piss off.
Well, we shouldn't blow it up immediately. We can like try and go back to the sewers and stay the night there, and then wait up all up in the sky, like really high, so they can see us for the balloons, and then if we see them on the horizon, then blow up the gate, because again, otherwise they're going to reinforce the defense and whatnot.
Could just give Sam a matchbox. Have him sleep next to the gate.
Yeah, that's true. We could just like somehow sneakily put gunpowder at the gate, and then once the like stay the night.
Or just like in the relative area of the gate. It doesn't have to be like right by the gate.
Yeah, and like stay the night by the horse or whatever. And then once the balloons arrive, up at the, go up in the sky and
blow that shit up.
blow that shit up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But we have to give Sam a signal so he knows when to blow up the thing.
Well, I mean,
You could give Tony a signal.
Oh yeah. How do we give Tony? Oh yeah, he's in the
I mean, Tony also sees through Sam, so I think.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I control Sam with my brain.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, just
900 IQ brain disorder.
No, -1 intelligence of mine.
Okay, so now we really just need to get the black powder to near the gate and
Okay.
Well, even then, we'll have to be extremely careful.
hey Sam, Tony, whatever. When we enter the town square, can you make like some really loud...
The archer moved.
Yes, I've seen that. I saw that. Can you make some really loud noise to distract the archers so we can place the barrels?
Sam excitingly bobs again.
Nice.
Aww.
You say that, but he's probably gonna die.
Sam will happily die for this. He loves it. He's made of stars, it's fine.
Baby.
Alright, let's... I mean...
I will use your Archer.
The archer doing...
Stop that movement.
Yeah, the archer did move.
Sam writes on the floor in sand again. Kill with a question mark? And then bobs up and down again.
Kill? What?
Kill what?
The archer?
Sam writes, I can kill, and then with a question mark. Bobs up and down again.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, because again, if something suspicious happens, they're gonna notice.
Alright, Sam
Just
like
some loud noises.
scribbles out the word kill, and then bobs up and down again.
What a baby.
Alright. You know what?
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I guess now we're sneaking. I mean, I should probably do that on my own because I have the haversack, I have the barrels, so go sneak to the town square. I'm really terrified.
Wait, one of the guards are gone.
Yes, one of them is gone.
That's shady, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's really shady. Alright,
Oh.
Fuck you.
He's back.
Okay, he's back. Let's go, gamers, or let's go me. Woohoo.
Sam bobs up and down again.
We're just gonna wait.
Aww.
Yeah,
Okay.
just, well, Sam should probably, stay on my shoulder or whatever, so he can fly away once I'm in town square.
Can this archer stop fucking moving? Shit.
Yeah, and looking up, the archers are currently starting to move around, looking at different areas within their sight.
Alright, so I don't care, let's go. I'm still I'm invisible, I get advantage and stealth checks.
Okay, so yeah, where are you going? Which way?
To town square with Sam.
So
Sam,
southeast.
yeah,
So, okay,
to blow up the gate. The gate is right in front of town square, right?
yeah. So
Okay.
that would be in this direction.
Yeah.
Oh. Rest in pieces.
Well, let's go, boys.
Sam flies
Which
over.
means you and Sam.
Yeah.
Roll a
God,
stealth check at advantage.
Target is
Sure.
invisible.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, as you sneak out of the alleyway that you're in over to the next one, you see that the troop of guards has come to your end of the street and have stopped and are just kind of looking around, and you see them turn around and begin marching down the other way on the street.
Praise the Lord Jesus.
I then go to the alleyway and just exhale quietly, like.
Sam flies down from this roof. It's like here and just bobbles up and down.
Okay, where's the town square exactly? It's like, it sounds square like immediately. Like,
yeah, you would have to
right
go down this alleyway right here.
okay, then I keep sneaking invisible. Yeet.
And as you do, you sneak past the guard on the other roof that you just passed by, invisible, totally oblivious.
Sam does a swoosh over there. I can't move him again, but he does it. Just
And
believe me.
And then you come into the next part of the city where the town square is. And you would be just coming in
Where's the gate?
at the far end over here.
I can't see this.
Ah, right, you were coming to.
Yeah, bird.
Ah, and Hadrada. Okay, so yeah.
Talia, just in case the spell wears off, we should probably find a decent place to hide.
We should. Maybe we could go back into the sewers. I mean, I'm sure Durgan's gonna know that we went into the sewers, not just.
I mean, that was the plan, yes, we discussed that.
Yes, exactly. So the two of us just crowd back into the sewers, like, into these.
Okay. So then you go into the sewer that you would come out of?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Durgat is now alone in a different part of the city.
With Sam.
With Sam. Yeah.
So that's fully alone.
I still can't move my fake noodle. I'll just redraw Sam whenever I need to move him.
Durgat, roll a perception check.
I mean, I know there are 4 archers here, so can I... Yeah, okay.
That is true.
Do I get
Oh
advantage
my
because I
God.
know... Do I get advantage because I knew the archers were there?
Yeah. We'll say that because Tony informed you that you would have advantage.
Okay,
But you
fine.
do see them. You do see them up ahead of you, kind of going in like a small rotational pattern.
Thank God for Tony right now, or else we would have had to rely on a 4.
Okay, so I, go over here.
So yeah, it would be the main gate would be to the north,
Okay.
across the far side of the courtyard.
Then I go over here.
Okay. And the guards are still moving about.
And I'm still invisible.
I know.
Yeah, since Durgan doesn't have the spell, but the invisible before.
I know. I'm just just saying. The guards are moving around.
Yeah, I know. Can I roll a perception check to see if there are any other guards like coming my direction? Because this seems pretty open.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh!
That's a 10.
It's hard to say. Nothing strikes out immediately.
Okay, then I
Feels
go.
bad you don't have advantage.
Yeah. Sam is still on my shoulder, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, on the shoulder.
Well, not on the shoulder, but like flying up above or whatever.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah, I'm just like a floating
bird.
A floating bird that's sitting.
Yes.
I fly
draw
with my
that now.
mind powers.
I need to draw that now.
Okay, I walk then over here.
Okay.
And
And as you get to that opening, you do see the wooden gate ahead of you, and there is a thick wooden pole that has been put between both of the doors from behind to reinforce behind it.
ooh, it's made of wood. It's even better. Technically, we just burned up. No, okay. Explosions are safer. safer to burn to
Explosions are safer.
It's safer to blow steam up. Like yeah. Okay. Are there any other like barrels around?
There are a couple of clay pots in this corner, but wooden barrels, no.
Okay.
Anywhere to hide the giant barrel of gunpowder?
Well, it's technically it's 3 or 4 barrels.
Yeah.
I would say it immediately, because this is a very open area, that unless you could somehow blend it in with some of the clay pots and things that are kind of around the different shop fronts in that area, that it'd be pretty hard to find like a private place to hide them.
Okay, and that would be a good time for a distraction.
Sam flies over to this guy and goes, "Meow!" Get his attention.
Okay.
Looks at him inquisitively.
And he has his attention. The guard kind of looks at Sam. He's like, "The bloody hell is your problem?"
Starts pecking. Sam like leans down to like the bit of like stone floor that he's on, which is like the little like step up from the building, and just starts pecking it wildly. Just try to be a bit funny. Just...
Okay. And the guy begins to like flail his arms around, trying to chew Sam.
Did the other guys notice?
The others do see and begin chuckling to themselves, but continue on their normal route.
Is there anyone that's like teasing him a bit?
Yeah. They're this guy over here is
Sam's coming straight over this guy,
like poking fun at him.
He like flies over,
Okay,
flies down, and goes.
Okay, I walk over here to see what's inside of the clay pots. Are they empty? Is there something inside?
They are full of what looks like grain, maybe. About halfway full.
All right, so I grab. How big are the clay pots?
And this guard begins to like flail around his arms, trying to get rid of Sam, but he fails. And Durgit, you are emptying the clay pots.
No, I just want to know how big they are.
They come up to roughly about your waist.
Oh, that's a big clay pot.
Yeah, they're fairly large.
Okay, how much of an explosion do like? I feel like if you, like 4 barrels of black powder is kinda over the top for a wooden gate.
That is true.
That's up to you.
But it's a thick wooden gate with reinforcements on it.
Yeah, it's a thick boy.
And like I said, like the barrels that they gave you weren't huge. They weren't like, up to your stomach, large barrels. They were on the smaller side.
They're the kind of barrels that could go inside of a waste type of clay pot.
Yeah. I would say like inside of that, probably 2 barrels would fit.
Alright then.
Oh, perfect.
I put 2 barrels into one of the clay pots.
Okay.
I squawk.
I slowly
roll a performance check.
I slowly start moving the clay pot slowly because I just make sure I'm as quiet as possible.
Are you dragging them or just trying to like lift them and move them? Okay.
Yeah, lift them, move them like real quietly.
For that, I would say roll a stealth check because that's auditory, not sight based.
Sam would like to do a lot of squawking.
Okay, so yeah, that'll give you advantage. And
he's gonna like hop down from this wall and like jump at this guard a little bit.
19.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Do I get the clay pots to the door gate?
Yes, I would say that you get both of them successfully over to the door. And this guard tries to like flail away at Sam and misses again, and Sam's still like harassing him.
Okay, so I got two clay pots at the gate with barrels inside of them buried. Yeah. Okay, so I buried all barrels, and I sneak away. over here, look around the corner, and look the other way.
Roll a perception check.
11?
Love Sam so much.
Okay. Down this road and around the corner, you do hear footsteps marching, but it's hard to tell if they're coming towards you or if they're just in the general area or where they're going. But you do hear them faintly.
Well, in that case, I go a bit back and try to observe like the footsteps to try and make out if they get closer or not.
Okay. And you sit there and listen for a few minutes, and they slowly start to dissipate, and it sounds like they're moving away from you.
Okay, then I go here and look this way.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another perception.
12.
Okay. You don't see anything coming down this alleyway towards you.
Okay, and then I make my way over here, like behind the tree.
Okay.
Then I look behind me, like take the grass cover and like look behind here to see if anyone's looking at me or following me maybe.
Sam gives you a wink.
And
Yeah, Sam is still like harassing the archer over here, and the others are kind of poking fun at him.
Okay,
What's
so
happening to him now?
do I need to roll another perception check or is that just cool?
No, I would say that they're being harassed by Sam and they're not paying attention, really.
Alright, and then I'll turn around and go down the street.
Okay, cool. And then you come back out to the area that you were before.
Yep. And then
And
I'll...
the archers are still moving about.
Yeah,
and
okay.
The guard is still walking in their patrol formation.
Sam
Okay.
flies on by.
Okay, I go here and look around the corner, around here.
Okay.
Wait, what's the fast way to the sewers? Like to the thing where we came from?
Back up this way, where you would
Okay.
come from initially.
Okay, so I look here, if someone's coming here. I'm assuming I need to roll a perception check.
Sure, yeah.
5, great.
Wow.
I mean, I am in... Yeah?
It's all clear as far as you can tell.
Okay, I mean, I am invisible, so just to make sure. I walk over here. Well, yeah, okay, I walk over here. No one
Okay.
bumping into me?
No.
It's
Okay,
going
then
way too smoothly.
Yeah, and then I go over here and wait until the guards piss off because I know they're here. Do I know to roll another perception check to see if I hear them?
I would say so,
To
yeah.
see If
Okay,
I
do I-
hear them.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Do I get advantage because I know they're there?
I would say no, because you know they're on a path, but you don't know that they're there specifically.
Okay. 8, great.
So yeah, as far as you can tell, the coast is clear.
Okay, then I go like so.
And you do see, as you pop out, that the guards are right there, like feet away from you.
Again, I kind of freeze and wait, like look at their faces and try to figure out if I see a reaction. Apparently, they're moving again.
And they begin moving away.
Thank God.
And then I go up here. And
Okay.
then like see if anyone is around here or there.
As you
Okay,
turn the corner,
and-
you see Sam bobbing.
And you know that that's where you left Talia and Sanctity at, but they're currently not there.
Yeah, obviously we did say that we're going to have a rest of the sewer, so I'm assuming they're there.
Yeah.
Sam's there, he's bobbing.
Yeah. Okay. But no one's here, right? And
No.
I'm assuming I need to roll a perception check.
Yeah. And you know that you came out from this area.
Yeah. 15. Do I see anything?
No, you don't see any guards or archers currently in your vicinity. And you do see, like, down the road, in the middle of the street, there is the sewer that all of you had snuck out of previously.
Okay, then I go to the sewer and take one last look around to see to make sure I'm not being followed.
Okay.
Not
You're
a
being
perception
followed by
check?
a small blue bird.
Aside from Sam. Let me guess, my perception check.
Yes, please.
So many perception
19.
checks.
Okay. You
Gotta
do
be
see
careful.
that the same guard walking along the roofs is still there that you had seen earlier coming out of the sewer.
Okay.
He's not following.
I wait until he's far away from me, like the furthest he'll get, and then I open the sewer gate and quickly go down.
Okay. And I believe you find Talia and Sanctity right there. Did you guys just go down and just wait, right at the
Just
bottom?
Waited, yeah, but it's just, yeah. So this is currently using the restroom.
Is Sam
Yeah.
coming with me? Or is Sam
Yeah.
just showing out about it?
Sam hops down the sewers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably like
Lamp
gives
at the
Sam a punch, like good job.
I take off the cloak of invisibility and I motion in like the direction we came from with like my hands because I'm not entirely comfortable with talking just yet.
Mhm.
Because now sewers echo blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go back out to sewers.
Okay.
Well not go back out the sewers, but like away from the
The opening.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you go away from the opening, and I assume you begin to like take a rest there.
And
Well, at first, I'm telling them, like in a whisper, I took 2 clay pots and buried. They were filled with grain. I buried the 2 barrels of black powder in each of them. So, and they're currently right in front of the gate. They should
Sam
blend
nods.
in. They should blend in seamlessly. So, you guys know the rest of the plan.
Sam nods again.
Okay. And we'll say that that's where we leave you for right now, and me and Blue will go back to
Nice.
General.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Can we take Corn with you?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
Ah!
how we doing?
Good, how are you? Good. I'm very
Sam's
good.
pretty happy.
I am
Doing good.
very good. Good. Definitely good. Not anxious at all.
Completely fine.
I have this like habit, this anxious habit where I'll like rub my knee. Like just randomly. Are they just not coming back in?
They're still over there
Oh, okay.
with Sam. I forgot they brought Sam, so we sat here for a while needlessly.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Okay.
sat there, so.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a mission.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to watch it back then.
Yeah.
So you are currently building balloons, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
yeah.
okay, so you find yourself in the courtyard, surrounded by the supplies that you need in order to fashion these hot air balloons. What are you doing?
So, I'm going to start by gathering some much needed help
Okay.
in the form of blacksmiths, woodworkers, whatever I can find.
I know a blacksmith.
That's nice. Okay, so, I guess we try and enlist his help.
Okay. The blacksmith.
Mm-hmm. Which I've already forgotten the name of. The burly human.
Okay. I don't think I said his name.
I'm almost sure you said his name because I asked you to say his name.
Okay. Well, I'll have to rewatch the other video, see what it is. So we'll call him the blacksmith for now.
The blacksmith. What a title.
So you're trying to enlist the help of the blacksmith?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you leave the courtyard and go to his shop, where he's currently working on a piece still. and sees you approach and says, what can I do for you?"
Hello, I'm currently constructing something in the purpose to aid the Sultan, and I was wondering if we could have your assistance.
He says, "What are you offering?"
I didn't
A
think
matter of national importance.
it's a matter of national importance, sure, but we have to give him something.
We could ask the Sultan to pay him. The Sultan's loaded.
Yeah,
I
but we
whisper
can't just
to
ask the
Andrade.
Sultan, we can't just ask the Sultan for everything.
I mean,
What's your
he
asking?
is a king.
What's that?
What's your asking price?
And he says, "Well, I'll work for you for 5 gold an hour. How's that sound?"
How long did it take last time to build a balloon?
I would say roughly about 8 hours.
How did I get it done in an hour then?
Huh.
You miraculously just big burned it out.
Last time, they were either in the bathhouse for 8 hours or I completed it in an hour.
That is true.
It was your prototype balloon.
So yeah, we'll say an hour then.
That's the speed at which Hardrada works. Of course, this will take longer, but
Well, you figure that times 3 though. So.
yeah. So 5 gold an hour. Yeah, I'll pay that.
Okay.
Oh, also, I'm finished with my metal hand gauntlets. I need to get those enchanted somewhere at some point before we end up fighting things.
Okay, cool. I don't think it's the next day yet, though, is it?
No.
No.
I was just wondering if he'd already finished them and just delivered them on the next day policy regardless.
I would say he's still working on them.
Cool.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah. And he says, "So, okay, lead me to whatever you need done. We haven't even really discussed it yet, so what is it that you're looking for?"
We're going to make. Well, I guess I'll just show you. We head to the palace.
Okay, and he follows you.
I guess once we arrive at the palace, I show him all the materials and say, "We're going to be making a balloon."
And
A flying balloon.
And he says, "Okay, I see a lot of wood and a lot of cloth. I don't see how a blacksmith could help you."
Well, did we ever explain the metal thing?
Yeah? Oh, we didn't explain it to the blacksmith.
We have like the metal wire thing that we're doing to increase its HP. The wire.
Right.
Yeah. We're
I thought-
reinforcing the balloon.
Okay, I thought you were just increasing the size of the balloon.
No, we were doing the wireframe as well.
Okay. All right, and says, yeah, I think I can help you out with this.
Thank you very much.
Perfect, because I am useless.
What's your survival stat?
Oh, don't make me laugh.
Okay, well then.
It is 0.
Nice. So I guess let's do this then. Let's start
Okay.
on the I start on the metal frames for each boat, for each airship thing.
Okay, so go ahead and roll 3 survival checks for the construction of the balloons.
Okay, do I do them at like advantage or something since I have the help of him?
So we have
Sure.
enlisted an employee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
20, 21, and 13.
I thought it was going to be a 2 for some reason.
Okay. So 2 of them look pretty solid. One of them looks maybe a little not that strongly made in comparison,
And that's
But
all
they-
I needed him for.
but they are functional. So And the blacksmith returns back to his shop to begin working on the wire basket fixations.
And how much did that cost?
For the materials and stuff to construct them, we'll say 250 gold.
We were given the materials from the Sultan.
Ah, right, okay. So for the labor, 50 gold.
Okay, so I can pay that.
Good, because I can't. We have the two people with the least money now.
38.
Doing the shopping. I'm on 35.
Oh, so I still have more money than you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ask the Sultan for financial assistance real quick.
Okay.
Mr. Sultan Man,
Mr. Sultan Man.
hi, I was wondering, do you have any competent woodworkers or, alchemists that I could borrow for a little while?
He says woodworkers, yes. Alchemists, yes, but they don't really work cheap.
You know, I can do the alchemy. Should I?
I mean, you're pretty smart.
What would I roll for the, Actually, would I even have to roll since I already know the, exact materials and mixture?
You've made a balloon before.
For the,
You didn't need an alchemist then.
Yeah, for making the, not necessarily for constructing it all together, but for making the, nylon.
Yeah. What would you roll for what, though?
What would I roll for, like, I was gonna ask what would I roll for making the nylon, but then, like, I was all like, oh wait, I've already done this before, I know the mixture, so why would I need to roll?
Yeah.
So would I just need to roll for, actually building it then?
Yeah. Okay.
So, I asked him for woodworkers then.
Okay, roll persuasion.
Persuasion. Here we are. So, oh wait, no, that was the advantage. 1 second. Normal.
13.
Yeah, 13.
It'd be 13. He says, I have a few I can spare, yes.
Any you can spare, you actually maybe just like 1 or 2, would be helpful.
And he says, okay, I can give you 2.
Thank you. Thank you very much, senpai, sir.
And he looks at you oddly and says, you're welcome.
I don't actually say senpai, sir.
Tony gives you a weird eye.
Okay, so, I have a +5 in persuasion. I must have rolled really low on that. I have +2 charisma now because of, you know, and I don't know why I have persuasion as my, oh yeah, I have persuasion because of, my Mormon bloodline or whatever. Or whatever, I don't know. Continuing, I guess. Shall I start building the balloon out of everything?
Yeah, that's what you rolled the survival check for at the very beginning of all this.
Oh, okay, so they're built.
Yeah.
So the balloons are finished.
Yeah, that's why I had you roll the survival check, was to build
Okay.
them.
So the woodworkers helped me with the canopy, and the blacksmith helped me with the actual thing.
With the metal basket part, yeah.
So, yeah, that should be good.
Okay.
Since the trip to Kabbas is like a day and a bit, should we, do we still have like a good day and a bit in the city until we have to go there?
Yeah, it just kind of depends on when you guys are ready.
Cool.
I also need to inform the soldiers of everything. I need to inform them soldiers.
Okay. So you go back to the Sultan, who's standing there, and he has 3 men next to him in like heavy armor, and says, "These are a few of my generals, and they're here to learn your techniques."
Hello, Mr. General, sirs. Sorry, okay. Basically, here's the plan that I have. You can disregard it if you want, but it's just an old dwarven strategy that may or may not work in your favor. Basically, there are 3 things you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of placement of infantry, the placement of infantry, and just the placement of infantry, really. With the placement of infantry, I would think it advantageous to have light infantry in the center and heavy infantry on the sides. So that way, when the light infantry gets pushed back, the heavy infantry pushes forward and sort of encircles them. Bing bam boom, our enemy surrenders.
And they look at each other and say, "Okay, we'll take it into consideration."
So, basically, here's what I think. There's a old dwarven strategy called defeat in detail. Speaking of which, this is actually out of character. This is actually a strategy from the Napoleonic Wars. But it's basically where your infantry will spread out over a large distance, so that the enemy spreads out their infantry over a large distance. You then condense your infantry before they can react and push forward through their lines. Their lines should break because they have the thinner lines, and you can split them in half, attacking one army at a time rather than multiple armies at once.
And they say, "Okay, we'll also take that into consideration." And look at the Sultan with like a kind of, "You already know this" look.
Finally, while the balloons are getting up, we cannot have them being attacked by archers. We will need you to distract their archers. Whether you pepper spray them with, whether you pepper them with arrows, whether you...
Pepper spray.
Yeah, we need to pepper spray them. Whether you pepper them with arrows or push up against their lines, it doesn't really matter. All we need is that you get their archers out of commission.
And he says, "Well, we'll try. We have archers of our own, so we'll definitely try to take out their archers as well. But what's really got us worried are the cannons on the ships. Those do much more damage than any archer would."
Well, that's partially where defeat in detail comes in, and where the balloons come in. The balloons will take care of the cannons eventually, but we need you guys to stay alive long enough to not to be able to utilize them. Basically, what I'm thinking is, defeat in detail, you spread out your force, right? They can't hit everyone now if your force is spread out. Then when you condense and push against the enemy lines, they can't shoot into their own people. And if they do, they'll be doing just as much damage to their lines as they will be doing to your lines.
And he says, okay. And he looks at the generals, and they nod and say, yes, we'll look into it for sure.
But the main point is we need you to stay alive. As long as possible, just to distract them. The balloons will be the real heavy hitters, and we'll take out the ships so that you can take out their armies.
And he says, yes, that sounds like a good plan.
I'm sure you already knows this, but I do recommend you drill your troops beforehand so that they can consistently and accurately follow your orders.
And he says, okay.
Do you know what the Boar's Head formation is?
And he says, no, I don't.
It's another old dwarven formation, where you put your heavy infantry in front in like almost an arrow shape, and your light infantry in back, and the heavy infantry pushes through the middle of the line, and the light infantry attacks on the sides, so that you can split apart their army and go through their lines. I definitely recommend doing this on a smaller scale, definitely not with the whole army, but if you can break through their lines while simultaneously surrounding them, that would be really nice.
And the generals say, yes, we'll consider everything you've said. We also have our own tactics that have served us well in the past, so how go the balloons?
They're all finished.
And who have you found to pilot them?
Well, I was sort of hoping you could find some brave soldiers that would be willing to join us. I will be piloting one of the balloons myself.
And he says, well, none of my soldiers know burning hands, or any magic for that matter.
Huh. Do you guys have any mages anywhere? Like court mages, or maybe the paladins of Bakab, or...
He says, well, the only thing close to that are the people there at the Temple of Bakab, but good luck trying to get them to join in. They're completely neutral on everything.
Tony?
I step forward. Not all of them.
And he says, well, if you can convince them, then good on you.
So why do none of your soldiers know magic?
Because they're simple field soldiers.
Fair. But also, if they knew magic, they may be much more effective.
Well, it depends on the situation.
Definitely, definitely. But like, just imagine a ton of people using Firebolt at once towards an enemy line and then rushing in.
And he says that would be quite the sight, but I fear we don't have the time for that.
We definitely do not, but I just thought
teach
it was
my
cool.
soldiers magic.
Yes, that I'm afraid of too. We'll find some mages. We do need a normal soldier to drop bombs, though.
And he says, well, that I can do.
Or magic soldiers to throw fireballs, but it really depends on what we're wanting.
And he says, well, as I said before, you won't find any magic soldiers among my ranks, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunate. Well,
And he says, until then, we await your word on when to begin the battle.
Okay. Thank you very much for listening to my TED Talk. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you very much for listening to my, well, rambling, I guess. I'm sure whatever tactics you employ, with the balloons, we will smash them.
And he says, yes, looking forward to seeing them in action.
Watch as they all go down. I do not say that.
Yeah, so was there anything else you wanted to talk to the Sultan about?
Sultan Zanzibar.
Not even close.
Mr. Sultan.
Mr. Sultan, man.
Sir Sultan. Sir Sultan. Sir Muhammad Ali. No. Sir. So, I was wondering, if, Prince Ali? Okay.
Right, stay on track for like a minute, come on. You've got this.
Okay. Mr. Sultan, sir, I was wondering, why don't you have many court mages?
Because we usually don't need them. If we need any magic done, we usually talk to them at the Temple of Bakab.
Fair.
But we would never ask them to go to war for us.
Well, we're about to go ask him, so.
And he says, well, I wish you luck.
Thank you. You definitely helped us a lot so far, and I believe that you can win the day, and if you don't, I will. And if you don't, well, I don't want to think what will happen then. Sorry about my dog.
Spaz is going wild in the corner.
But I will do everything in my power to make sure you win this war.
And he says, well, you'll have me and all of Udar's thanks if we're successful. If not, fortunately, none of us will be around for the aftermath.
Yes. Well, I'll be going now. Talk to the Temple of the Cock people.
Okay, and as you walk out, we'll go ahead and end it there for this week.
Got it.
Nice.
No.